In the previous video, I discussed the concept of hip hinging, which is critical to two movement patterns that we've been talking about. The deadlift, where we're bending down and picking up something off the ground, or the squat, which I'm going to go over right now. So, as I said, this hip hinge is the preparatory movement for the squat. So when we are turned sideways, I put my hands on my hips, or you can have your hands out in front. The first part of the movement is getting your hips back. Notice the relationship of my knees to my toes. You oftentimes see people squatting, shifting their weight forward, the heels are coming up, and their knees are going forward like this. It's not only hard on your knees, but impossible to really generate the kind of strength that you need. And you're not using the big house, as we call it, back here. So from the side, when we do a squat, we're pushing those hips out, coming down and coming back up. So from the front, I'm here, feet are hip to shoulder width, feet pretty much straight ahead. Try to avoid letting your feet rotate outward. Okay, sometimes there's plie squats like a dancer would do, but for right now, let's not get fancy. Let's just get our feet hip shoulder width, and then as I go down, I'm going to let my arms swing forward. I'm down to parallel. I can wiggle my toes, and I come back up. So to help you access the squatting pattern, if you're not used to body weight squats, or you don't have the strength yet or the mobility, a way I want you to try to access this is by using something like the kitchen sink. It could be a railing, a stairwell railing, a short wall, anything that you can extend your arms in a relaxed position and just let your fingers kind of hang on the edge. Try not to just grip and pull yourself up. I want you to use the muscles that are intended. So we want to use our butt muscles and we want to use our thigh muscles. So the arms are going to be extended but relaxed, a little kind of like a bird perching on a branch. So I'm going to turn a little bit away from you and demonstrate how you can practice this assisted squat. So I've got my arms extended, I'm here, I hinge back, I come down, I come back up, down, back up. And for most of you, just down to a 90-degree or where your thigh is parallel to the ground is sufficient for now. If you've got the mobility and you want to learn to get a little deeper, this is a great way to start, because you can really sink into this and you're supported, you're all the way down, drive through the hips and back up. And eventually you'll get into having the ability to do this freestanding. One final thought on squatting. Why is it important? Well, in our culture, we've got a lot of people that have lost the ability to get out of a chair, off the toilet. These are fundamental movement patterns we need to maintain, or regain, I should say, if we've lost them, and maintain throughout your whole life. If you're unable to get off of a chair, off the toilet, this is problematic, and you may end up having to be considered to go into assisted living. And I know that most of you want to live an independent life and not have to worry about that. So I want to encourage you. You don't have to lift 400 pounds or 100 pounds, but you do need to be able to move this body up and down in a squatting pattern. So spend your time doing that.